What's up, you guys? This is RoniK95 here. Today's video, we got a new video, and this is going to be like my video entry on I've watched every movies that I have been watched as well, particularly, and this is the one as well, because, and you know what video I'm going to be talking about? And this is going to be about how I've been talking about. I have watched every Terence Hill and Bud Spencer movies that I haven't done like this before, because if you all don't know about the Terence Hill and Bud Spencer movies are, well, the Terence Hill and Bud Spencer movies are basically the dynamic duo, because, you know, they're both Italian, because their real names are Mario Garotti and Carlo Pedersoli. Yeah, because, you know, Terence Hill and Bud Spencer has been my favorite celebrities, in my opinion, because they are well known for Italian cinema as well, particularly, because, you know, the first Terence Hill and Bud Spencer movie I've watched particularly, which I consider to be the all-time greatest, because I'm going to have to highlight these on there when it comes to watching every Terence Hill and Bud Spencer movies I have been watching on this entry. I have, let's say, for example, like Boot Hill, because Boot Hill is particularly the third of Giuseppe Colizzi's trilogy on here, like the spaghetti western trilogy thing on there, because, you know, I have wanted to come by for how this is all gritty and feel for a spaghetti western like Boot Hill, because this was like the third and final film from director Giuseppe Colizzi, which is the follow-up to after God Forgives I Don't and Ace High as well, because which we'll get to God Forgives I Don't at this point, because Boot Hill, this is particularly how this was released theatrically as they cashing it in as Trinity Rides Again in the whole Trinity tradition, because, you know, this is how which we'll get to the Trinity films at this point, because you all know for this as well, because I'm gonna have some more Terence Hill and Bud Spencer films to talk, because this is the greatest Terence Hill and Bud Spencer movies on here, because this is my biggest entry on this as well. And God Forgives I Don't is the first Terence Hill and Bud Spencer movie that features Frank Wolf in that one. However, because there's only different versions, like, I mean, different English versions on here, like with the original score from the Italian dub version on there, and you have the American International Pictures release version with Orion Pictures on here, because this is how you wanted to come by for this one as well. Yeah, I did watch Ace, what was it? God Forgives I Don't, because, and what do I think of the movie God Forgives I Don't? Yeah, that was a darkest, gritty spaghetti western film from the 60s on there, because this is how you wanted to come by for this one. Pretty soon I will watch Ace High at one point, when I get a copy of Ace High on either DVD or Blu-ray at some point as well. Django Prepare a Coffin is the only Terence Hill movie, and yeah, that was the only Django film starring Terence Hill in the movie Django Prepare a Coffin as well, because that was the only Terence Hill movie that, when he plays Django on here, because, you know, this is the greatest film as well. And My Name is Nobody, for the film like My Name is Nobody, because I think that was another film Terence Hill did after the success with the Trinity films with Bud Spencer in that one, because My Name is Nobody features Henry Fonda in that one, because, you know, Henry Fonda is a legendary actor on there as well. And you got another film I liked, Man of the East. That's another 70s spaghetti western film, because it's got great music from my favorite music duo called Guido and Maurizio De Angelis, also known as Oliver Onions, which the Italians can recognize the music duo from what you hear in those movies on there as well. Man of the East, that was an excellent film from Terence Hill in that one, because that was the greatest film that he has done. And another Bud Spencer movie, I'm going to have to highlight this on here as well. It Can Be Done, Amigo. It Can Be Done, Amigo is by far one of my favorite Bud Spencer movies from the 70s. Yeah, this is how you want to come by for 70s spaghetti westerns on there, because I just wanted to come by. Yeah, I think that's how he did this one after Trinity Is Still My Name. The Trinity films with Terence Hill as well, and they did the adventure movie on there in 1971, which both Terence Hill and Bud Spencer did, like Blackie the Pirate, which is the pirate film on here. I mean, I've watched it. I really enjoyed the movie on this as well. And speaking of the Trinity films, the big success on what Terence Hill and Bud Spencer did was They Call Me Trinity, because to me about this film, because this is the great example of spaghetti western comedies from the 70s on here, because this is how it was released in Italy in 1970, because this was after they did Boot Hill and that one, because this is the whole thing for the films, like the Trinity films on here as well. And of course they did Trinity, Is Still My Name as well. And then they did the later films on here, which are the non-spaghetti western films, but like something more modern films, what they did, like All the Way Boys, as well as they did Watch Out We're Mad. Watch Out We're Mad is my favorite, because that is one of my favorite Bud Spencer and Terence Hill films as well, because it has the song Dune Buggy performed by Oliver Onions that you hear at the beginning of the film. But my favorite one is where, the hilarious scene where he was in the choir when they did the song, which I thought it was the greatest comedic scene in that one as well. Good movie, though. If you have not seen Watch Out We're Mad, check it out. I highly recommend you to check out the movie. Crime Busters. Crime Busters is my most favorite movie from Terence Hill and Bud Spencer, because this is how you wanted to come by for how they were in Miami, Florida as well. And Odds and Evens, that's another film they did in the 70s, because this is how you want to come by for this one as well. And like most of them as well. They Called Him Bulldozer is one of my favorite Bud Spencer movies on here, because even though if you haven't seen my movie review on They Call Him Bulldozer, check it out. Feel free if you can as well, because it's a good movie though, because it's part of the whole movie recommendation thing as well. And Bud Spencer also did his other films like Even Angels Eat Beans, and he also did the Flatfoot series, like Flatfoot Goes to Hong Kong, Flatfoot in Africa, as well as the other ones as well. And yeah, he's known for the Flatfoot films as well. And Terence Hill and Bud Spencer also did I'm for the One for the Hippopotamus, one in 1979. Great movie though, and it has its moments though, particularly. However, Bud Spencer wanted to start a sci-fi children's comedy film with Cary Guffey from the Close Encounters of the Third Kind called Sheriff and the Satellite Kid, because it has the song Sheriff by Oliver Onions that you hear at the beginning of the film, because I thought the song is my favorite from the film, and this is particularly why I am in the entry for Terence Hill and Bud Spencer movies. And however, Terence Hill is in a movie is in with Ernest Borgnine, the Troop Snooper, which is a movie about a cop with superhuman powers in that one. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out if you can as well. And however, Bud Spencer also did the follow-up to Sheriff and the Satellite Kid called Everything Happens to Me, also known as Why Did You Pick on Me in the other titles. Yeah, and that was the other... Yeah, because I guess, like, I considered it as my favorite follow-up to The Sheriff and the Satellite Kid, because this is how I wanted to come by of how I've been into the whole introduction for Terence Hill and Bud Spencer movies. And Bud Spencer also did a 80s spaghetti western comedy movie he did called Buddy Goes West. That's, I guess I considered it my favorite western, well, technically it's an 80s spaghetti western film he did, because this is how you wanted to come by for this accordingly. And then Bud Spencer and Terence Hill also did Whoever Finds a Friend Finds a Treasure, which is a good movie from 1981 as well, because I heard that movie's very good, because I heard interesting things about the film, like Whoever Finds a Friend Finds a Treasure as well, if you ever wanted to know for this one. And Terence Hill and Bud Spencer has got the whole thing for how their films have been success outside of Italy in other countries, but limited to, such as Canada, United Kingdom, Germany, and mostly the U.S. if they can find them rarely, though, as well. Because that's how I wanted to come by for the entry for Terence Hill and Bud Spencer movies I watch. Pretty soon I will watch All the Way Boys at one point as we speak as well. But overall, here's some other movies that Bud Spencer also did in 1982, such as Banana Joe, which I thought that movie was very good because, you know, Banana Joe is my favorite Bud Spencer movie on here, because it has the song Banana Joe by Oliver Onions when it was in Spanish, though. Yeah, because, however, I did saw the movie in English, though, because I just wanted to come by for the entry of how I wanted to come by for Terence Hill and Bud Spencer movies, that's why. And however, Bud Spencer also did the movie Bomber, starring Jerry Cowla, because that movie, Bomber, feels like it's a follow-up to They Call Him Bulldozer as well. Well, They Call Him Bulldozer is basically like a retired football player when he's on the set to sail in the harbor as well, but they bring him back to as a football player. Same thing with the movie Bomber. He was a retired boxer player when he was set to sail on the deck as well, but they had to brought him back as well, because, you know, both of them could be filmed. Both of the movies, like They Call Him Bulldozer and Bomber, were filmed in Livorno, Italy as well. And however, Bud Spencer and Terence Hill also did the movie Go For It, which it was wanted to be a success in America, like when they were interviewed on Entertainment Tonight in 1983, when they were filming for the film called Go For It, which is Nati Con La Camicia as well. Yeah, some of the music in there was composed by Franco Michelizzi as well. Yeah, because that's particularly how the music goes as well. And it includes the song In the Middle of All That Trouble Again, performed by Sir Albert Douglas Meakin from Super Robots in that one. Because the song's in English, though. Yeah, and however, Bud Spencer and Terence Hill also did the movie Double Trouble in 1984, which I guess it was filmed in South America, especially when they made this movie on there. And their last movie, which is a non-Western movie Bud Spencer and Terence Hill did in 1985, which is Miami Super Cops as well, because this is their only last film, which is a non-Western movie. When they play as the cops in Miami, Florida, when they made the movie Miami Super Cops, that's why. However, Bud Spencer also did play the role as the genie in the movie Aladdin, 1986 movie. Not to be confused with the Disney film. No, I'm talking about the 1986 film, Bud Spencer did. And this is how it was before he did the Italian telefilm series Big Man as well. You know, Big Man is a Italian telefilm series on here, what Bud Spencer did as well. We'll get to that in the future. But however, in the 90s, Bud Spencer and Terence Hill did their last movie together in the 94 called Troublemakers, which is like their 90s holiday spaghetti western film they did, just like how they did with the Trinity films, which ironically the Trinity films that Bud Spencer and Terence Hill did was a huge success for them when they have this for that as well. So that's pretty much for. Although I do have plans to watch All the Way Boys, which is another Terence Hill and Bud Spencer movie from the 70s, which I will watch that movie soon, and I can do the guide to Bud Spencer and Terence Hill films at one point, because I have been introduced to the whole Italian cinema entry, that's why. So that's going to be it for my entry on this video of how I've been watched every Terence Hill and Bud Spencer movie for today, you guys. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel, especially if you're new to my channel. Smack the like button if you enjoyed the video. Hit the notifications bell button. Be sure to get notified also as well for more latest updates. And let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. Be sure to follow me on my social medias like Anime Planet or Analyst, because I've been getting in the letterbox, that's why. And that's all I have for this one, because this is the first time I wanted to talk about my entry on I've been watching every Terence Hill and Bud Spencer movies, that's why. Pretty soon I will do the guide to Terence Hill and Bud Spencer movies at one point in the future, that's why. So this is RuRoniK95 saying, thank you for watching my video, and I'm glad you liked it. Hope you enjoy it. Hope to see you soon for the next video. Be sure to stay safe and stay healthy, and have a great day. This is RuRoniK95 signing off. Thank you for watching my video, and I will see you soon for more videos that I got on plan for what's in store. Take care. Ta-ta for now for this video, because this is my first entry for Italian cinema, that's why. Stay tuned for more videos like I got on planned. Take care. Bye.